lady watching me there as they were kissing on my program. Awful for them to be kissing on my program. No, we encourage kissing on my program and not fighting, which is the whole thing. Make love, not war, is the constancy of our appeal to you. You're with Destination Newry. It is the morning program. We're in the last 20 minutes of the program now, and it's been a delight to have had you with me all morning to this point. Really, really wonderful to welcome Gervase McCartan in. You will know Gervase from the golf course and from McCartan's shop on the corner of Sugar Island, and a man who's dedicated to helping raise funds for cancer research. And good things are happening soon in your world. You're raising funds again, Gervase.
Yes, thank you very much, Ronan.
You're welcome.
Sleeve Gullion Walk on this Sunday coming. It's
this Sunday? That's quick, isn't
Sunday.
it? Yeah.
Yes. We've been preparing for this for a couple of months or so. So we're hoping we get a good turnout. It was very successful last year, and hopefully we'll get the same numbers again, or even maybe in bigger numbers. According to what the weather is, of course, makes a big has a big influence on the course.
But apart from anything else, of course, you apart from raising the money, which is hugely important, apart from that, you're raising awareness of the I hesitate to say fight against cancer, because really and truly we don't fight cancer. No, it's always going to win.
It's ongoing.
It's ongoing. We accommodate it. We live with it. We work with it. But you're raising an awareness of it.
Well, you know, the facts are 1 in 3 of us will get cancer.
Oh yeah.
That's the hard facts, and 1 in 4 will die of cancer.
Yeah.
But the fact that you know, once it's announced that you've got cancer, the fact that it has on the immediate family, that impact, it has that, everybody's up in fear, the fear of it. So cancer research have done marvellous work over this last 10 years. Cancer patients are now living longer.
Are they?
Oh, much longer, yes.
Certainly when I discovered my prostate cancer,
yes.
I got it in time.
Yes, right.
And I found out from my consultant that 80% of men of 68 years of age, 80% of men of 68 years of age, that's the age I was when I discovered it, have prostate cancer.
Oh yes.
Isn't that incredible?
That's right. Make sure, the blood test, it's so easy to do, especially from the age of 50.
Yeah.
So, get that checked regular, and if you do take it up, it can be cured.
Absolutely.
So quickly.
And the thing, you see, the way it worked with me, and there's no bad thing to give them the example of this, and thank God you're okay, you got it checked and all the rest of it. But the thing about it is, you then monitor the situation. It's a PSA, it's called.
That's
prostate-specific antigen.
True. That's what it is.
And if it shows in the blood.
Yep.
If your prostate has gone wrong, then it releases these little enzymes, antigens into the blood, going around the body. So it's flowing around the body, and they pick it up and they say, there's something not right because it's putting this stuff into the blood. Yep. So then they monitor it, and they keep monitoring it. And then if it stays low, you're okay. If it starts going hideously high, and then it's a problem, and you need to do something about it. And it's eminently operable,
no doubt about that.
Yeah.
The success they've had, over this last 10 years is tremendous, and it's all through research. That's where the work's involved, and that's why it's so important that our scientists, we have this cell and biology centre that's attached to Queen's University.
Yeah, you're right in the heart of it there.
Yes, that's right.
And isn't it wonderful that the research is going on in our parish almost, in Belfast.
Right, that's true.
Yeah.
And the people don't really know that facility it's only about 500 yards up from the cancer hospital. And they're now taking samples out of the cancer hospital and analysing that, and the success that they're getting,
Thank God for it.
because there's some rejections, as you know. Cancers, there's so many different cancers.
Yeah.
And there's an ongoing fight, if you get me.
Yeah.
And this is where the money's, what we collected, that's where the money's going.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so important that we have that facility with the money, because they depend so much on money received from the public.
Yeah.
There's no funding from it.
The time needs to come soon, I rather think, and the sooner the better, when the government takes the thing seriously. Like, I'll give another £5 a week for income tax.
Yes.
if it'll go to cancer.
yes.
Everybody would do that.
Yes, yeah.
If the government says we are going, like look at hospice in Newry, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
The bulk, 2/3 of the money they've got to raise themselves.
Yes.
It's a disgrace,
Yes,
really.
hospice, Macmillan nurses, Mary Carey nurses, they're all doing tremendous jobs.
Yeah.
But if you're going to get cures, it has to be through research.
That's right.
Research,
Yeah.
research.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to
Yeah.
get it. And it's like anything else. Research costs money.
Does.
Costs
Of course
money.
it does.
And if you're going to get cures, you know,
Yeah.
you have to get
But
money.
isn't it interesting that you see it and you articulate it, that we are making progress?
Oh,
You see the
dear.
evidence of
Oh
that?
yes, very much so, so much. You know, breast cancer is now 80%.
Wow.
You know,
Survival.
Oh yeah, and other cancers, you know, bowel cancers, and we had a fundraising there some time ago, and we had 2 young scientists from the area here, and one of them was doing bowel cancer, and she was able to tell the public, people, it's hard to get it across, the work they're doing, and we kept it very simple. But the people who were there left the fundraising event very much aware of where the money was going to, and how it was going to, and how it was going to work for it.
And you see, if people are given the information
Oh yes.
about the need, 1, the need, 2, the work to meet the need, 3, the success of that work, they're going to be all the more enthusiastic about supporting it.
Oh, there's no doubt about that, and this is where it's so important that this is kept going now, because these people, the scientists, are so dedicated. I've done a couple of tours of the place. So
You've seen it, yeah.
Seen it, and the work's involved, and like every minute and every hour, they're working on
working
at it.
That gives us a great sense
yes.
of
yeah.
I was going to say contentment, but but a great sense of growing confidence.
It's true for us, like on the fundraising parts. It gives us a bit of a kick and backside here.
Yeah.
Come on, we have to do a bit more here.
Yeah.
So it makes us work a wee bit harder.
Yeah.
We're not getting any younger,
No,
but
indeed,
the fact that we're able to help other people. That's what it's all about.
It's in the helping. I remember many years ago, the message of generosity came through in the Scout prayer that we learned.
Yes.
Dear Lord, teach us to be generous.
That's right.
To give and not to count the cost, to labour and seek for no reward, except that of knowing that I'm doing what you want me to do. Amen. That sums it all up.
There's no doubt about it.
Which about is it.
And the people in Newry area are very supportive of us. I must, and we appreciate
When did
what
the
they do.
Newry group start?
It started in '78.
You've been here a lifetime.
Well, it feels like a lifetime, but
Yeah.
it's really looking back at it, it's so short. Obviously the fundraising thing has improved, and the research, of course, the success they're getting, it helps us to spur ourselves on to it. It gives us a bit of a boost also.
Have you many members in the group?
Unfortunately, we haven't.
No?
We have we've only about 8 members.
8?
That's all we have.
And how much did you raise last year?
We raised 50,000 last year.
8 people raising 50,000.
But we did get support.
That's fantastic.
We got support from other people that maybe done fundraising efforts themselves. Like coffee mornings, very successful events like that.
Yeah.
And we do a street collection with a great support for us. We have one coming up now on the 7th of June, Saturday the 7th of June.
Yes.
Street collection. So if you're about on the Saturday the 7th of June.
7th of June.
We'll be about. I know we would have got a bit of criticisms, but it's all for a good cause.
Oh yeah, but people.
I must say, it's only when we're out there, and it's amazing when you're out there collecting at the young people. The elderly people might drive past you, but the young people screw down the windows and say, "Look,
take a wee bit of trouble to get you the money."
It helps us, say, "Look, so and so have a wee conference afterwards.
Yeah.
So and so, the big cars drive past you, but the other cars, the smaller, screw down the windows, and even families,
we'll take money from everybody out there.
Oh, no
the
doubt.
widows might,
No
and the big
doubt
fellas
about it.
as well.
It's all for a good. It's all for a good cause.
It is all for the greatest
cause.
of causes, for goodness sake. Families are drawn to help often because of a personal
Oh yes, no doubt.
story.
Person, it's immediate family or sorry, somebody personal, somebody that know personally themselves, and it's especially the younger people, and especially we had over this last few years. Young mothers with young families, and there's one parent left to look after that, and that's really hard. They're out trying to get money to live, and still have to look after the family.
The older I get, Gervase, I don't know. I'm now 70. The older I get, the more I realise that life was never really meant to be a bed of roses.
No.
There are challenges coming all the time.
There's ups and downs, and that's life. And that's what you have to accept. Like, and you accept that and say, look, we have our good days and we have our bad days.
Oh, absolutely.
And
always see the bright. There's a song about it, the bright sides. So walk on the bright side.
That's right.
So that's important too. But I mean, you fill your time. You're now retired. But you still would sell the odd pair of socks and shoes and stuff. You'd still be moving along there. If you look a bit of
experience, we're about.
Do you know what they say? The Chinese saying in China, the thinker must be carried. So be it with you.
Well, we'll still give a bit of advice. I think the public still accept. They still need a bit of advice when they're buying clothing.
Oh, you do, surely. You do, surely. Somebody once told me, my Uncle Pat, he's dead and gone now, but Pat, he would have worked in the clothing shop of the family down in Carrickmacross before they came to Newry.
Yes.
And Pat would say, when the fellow would come in for the coat and the old farm, and the coat would be a wee bit big, not a lot big, and he'd button it up at the front, and Pat would catch the coat at the back. That's a lovely coat.
Yes.
You wouldn't be doing that.
No, those stories wouldn't help now today.
No, they wouldn't help
because
today.
The wives would be very important. The girls' friends would say, "Where'd you buy that?"
Yeah.
So your name would be.
You would be as they say. You would be catched very quickly.
You would
be in trouble there.
Indeed.
But listen to me. You keeping busy. You're still associated big time with Lions.
Very much so. The talking newspaper is what I look after, and we have about 70, 80 tapes goes out every week.
Yeah, but they're no longer tapes. They're not tapes anymore.
No, sorry, they're on memory sticks.
Yeah.
And in fact, you were involved with at a very earlier stage. In fact, the public don't know it, but Ronan, when he was teaching in the technical school, had a lot of young, up and coming people looking into the media.
That's right.
Got involved with, helped us out on the reading aspect. They used to come along and tell stories read stories. They had to produce these stories, and Ronan used to have oversee it.
Well, it was a joy to do that.
So Ronan knows the background to the talking newspaper, and it's very successful.
But these people are fantastic, the Lions. It's a great name for you, Lions, because Lions are in command and control and do good things. Well, they do good lion things.
Well, we feel we have to, especially that age group. The visual impaired. They don't get them. They get the international news, but they wouldn't get the local news. And so those stories are read out of the two papers there, and we get a wee story out of some of these books. So those stories are read every week, and the recipients are very appreciative, and they look forward to it. If they miss a week, they're on to you and say, like, what happens there? In this case, sometimes we lose memory sticks, and we lose them and say, look, we didn't get last week's, and why did we not get it? So that service, they appreciate it, and they look forward to it every week, of course.
And 70 people with visual impairment, that's a lot, isn't it, in a time?
Very much so, but it's amazing. They're still very independent, and they like to do their own thing, and they look forward to, especially those wee stories, the local stories, the court cases, stories that wouldn't be here about. Bit of scandal,
But if you think about it, like we take reading the paper for granted.
I agree.
That's right. And I'm just thinking about this. If I couldn't see anymore, and I couldn't read the Reporter or the Democrat, or the Irish News or the newsletter or the Belfast Chat, it's not that I'm greedy for it, but I just need that
information.
Method of informing myself. And then I suddenly close my eyes and think, well, if I was visually impaired, and I'm able to listen to it, wow, you guys do great work. That's an amazing thing you do.
We don't go out to get a clap in the back.
No, you don't, but by gum, you deserve it because you do it.
Well, it's a service, and we feel that's what it's about. We serve. That's the
Where did the notion in your life, where did the notion of serving come from?
I don't know. It's probably from our ancestors. I mean, you know, my mother always looked. We had a farm, and our neighbours all got when we killed pigs and that type of thing.
Yeah, you shared.
We shared the. You know, I remember delivering livers all around our neighbours, and that type of thing. Probably it spills on, and I can remember serving my time in J.V. Kelly's. And
was old Mr. Kelly there, the big man?
Yeah,
he was the president of the St. Vincent de Paul conference in Joseph's.
So much so.
In Hill Street.
And I probably got a wee bit of background to that. He was, the people were calling in looking for, I remember in that time, looking for vouchers, 10 shillings vouchers. You know, very often it wasn't for groceries, but very often it wasn't spent for groceries. It was Don Collins next door pub. Very often got the thing.
Yeah.
But old JV was very much very helpful for Spencer Paul.
He was a great
so probably
man.
A spin-off and looked at what he was doing and probably, I don't know.
I think that's
probably where it comes from. Yeah,
I think so. And you see, the whole ethos of the Newry and the area we grew up in, now you're older than I am by a wee bit, but not much. But the whole ethos was that ethos of caring. It was a country community.
Yeah, and it still holds today. It still holds today. People still, the poor still with us.
Oh God, yes. I'm seeing a new poor. It's a modern poor down in Dublin on a Saturday.
Oh yes.
At the homeless centre, Brother Kevin's.
Yes.
Brother Kevin's, the Capuchin Day Centre. And there are 350 people get breakfast between 9 and 11 o'clock. 11:30, and then there are 550 people fed 6 days a week between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So the poor are definitely still with us, you know.
Definitely are.
We're going to play you a bit of music. You thought you were only going to be talking for 2 minutes.
I did.
There you are.
But,
remind the people again just about the event this weekend and how they can help.
Yes, Slieve Gullion Walk is on Sunday, 18th, this Sunday coming, and it's at 2 o'clock. We'll meet you at the courtyard.
Yeah, in Slieve Gullion.
We have a van there, and we register the people. You know, you can have a mile walk, a 3 mile walk, or a 6 mile walk, according to what quality.
But we just want you to get there.
I want you there, and it's £10.
£10 to go on the walk, and it's the best £10 you're going to spend this weekend.
Yes.
And we wish you well, Gervase. And Slieve Gullion Courtyard this Sunday, what time?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. So have a light lunch, or maybe decide to have a lunch up there at the restaurant in the courtyard, and then off on your walk. You'll feel hugely justified by the time you're coming home on the Sunday evening. Go well. God bless you. Thank you for coming in. You're a good man.
Thank you.
That music, please, Andrew.